welcome to today's episode of Inside Out Conversations with Pastor Mo. If today is your first time joining us here, I would like to specially welcome you. Thank you for joining today's episode of Inside Out Conversations with Pastor Mo, and thank you for being a part of the Inside Out community. And here is to all of our subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you are yet to be a part of our subscribers, I would like to implore you, kindly do so. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and do well to share it with your friends. Turn on the notification bell as well, so you get to know every time a content is uploaded here on this channel. I am Tolani Afolayoka, and I am privileged to be your host on Inside Out Conversations with Pastor Mo. Today, we continue our discussion on Amigos. In the last video, we started a new series that will be spanning through this month of March, and it is titled Amigos. I remember in that last episode, we talked about what friendship is and the importance of friendship. I believe you were blessed by that episode. So let's just build a little bit more on that in today's episode. In lieu of that, I will be talking to you about defining boundaries in friendship. Defining boundaries in friendship. Before I get right into it, let me build a little bit on something I made mention of in passing in the last video, where I talked about where choice of friendship or choice of friends is, making your choice, your decision of who you call your friend or who you make your friend, where it is concerned, what is it based on. And I remember in that last video I spoke to you on values. Where making friends or where building friendship with someone or some people is concerned, values are non-negotiable. It is very important that the person you are calling your friend or the person you are about to make your friend, the person you are about to get into friendship with is someone who shares same values as you. I believe I talked so much about values in that last video, so I'm not going to dwell so much on it. The Bible tells us something in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. It says not to be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Alright, not to be unequally yoked with unbelievers, because there is no correlation between righteousness and unrighteousness, and there is no fellowship, no connection at all between light and darkness. This appears to me like it is a question of value. Okay, so while there is light on one side, there is darkness on another side. They don't agree. Alright, they don't agree as one. There is no connection, no relationship, no fellowship whatsoever between both of them. Okay, so we can read the scripture in this way, like, do not be unequally yoked with people that do not share same values as you. Of course, an unbeliever is someone who, number one, does not share same values as you, as a believer. Alright. And then even amongst the brotherhood, amongst believers, okay, because there are different types of believers. Where our walk with God is concerned, everybody is on their individual level, their individual phase with God. Some are still baby Christians, some are carnal Christians. There's almost no difference between them and an unbeliever, save that they are saved. Right? Glory to God. So you must learn to understand, learn to know that before you get into a friendship with someone, before you make somebody your friend, before you draw somebody into that circle where you call them a friend, let it be that you have same values that you share. Let it be that you share the same values, or let it be that they share the same values as you. I believe you got that. So let's take 2 or 3 more, and then we'll just go right into defining boundaries for friendship. Another factor you have to consider when making your choice of friend. Okay, number 2 is like-mindedness. Like-mindedness. Now, unlike values must be same. Alright, values must be same. It must be same values, not a similitude of it. It must be same, exactly same, but not so with like-mindedness. Like-mindedness does not necessarily talk about being same as it were, being same in thought, being same in approach, it might not exactly mean that, okay? But the bottom line is that there is a similitude, okay? Like-mindedness many times is about approach, is about the approach, okay, not the values, as it were. It's like an heart and an act, okay? The art, the heart must be constant, must be same, but the act may vary. The approach to it, all right, the approach might vary. That is what I mean by like-mindedness. The person you want to make your friend, the person you want to build a friendship relationship with, has to be someone who is like-minded, a like-minded folk, a like-minded person, someone, a like-minded person, someone you share, number one, you share same values, and then number two, you are like-minded. You people are not exactly this, you are not exactly the same, you will never be exactly the same. You will not have an exactly same personality. You might not necessarily have an exact approach to life, all right? The same approach, as it were, the same attitude and all of that, especially because of the personality, which may differ. Many times you differ, all right? And there is no problem. But regardless of your differences, regardless of your different personalities, regardless of your different approach to life, you must be like-minded. You must be like-minded. The way you think, the way you process thoughts, right? The way you judge matters, all right? How you judge matters, how you process things. There has to be a likeness, a similitude, all right, between the two patterns. Do you understand it? This is very important for making a healthy choice of friendship. Another one is mutual respect. Okay, someone you want to, just before I go into mutual respect, the Bible tells us in Amos 3:3 that two can't work together except they agree as one. Okay, two cannot work together except except they agree as one. So that case of agreement, that of course the two people working together are not necessarily the same individuals. They are not necessarily in fact, they might not necessarily be identical people. They might be two completely different people. But Bible tells us two completely different people can work together if they agree as one. That agreeing as one talks about like-mindedness, meaning that, okay, while we might have varying thoughts and approach in different things, on this particular thing, we agree as one. We have the same kind of disposition, the same kind of the same kind of disposition, the same. We judge this thing the same way, we process this thing the same way, we agree as one on this matter, all right? And then it becomes easy for both people to work together even though they might be different. You get it? All right, the third one is mutual respect. Mutual respect, this is very important in friendships. Okay, being friends with someone does not mean you lose respect for that person, and does not also mean that the person loses respect for you. In any healthy friendship at all, there must be mutual respect. Mutual respect. There is the respect that comes from you towards that person, and then there is the respect that comes from that person towards you as well. Respect for boundaries, respect for values, respect for personal space, and the fact that the person is your friend does not just mean you just walk in and out of them anyhow you want. No, there has to be that mutual respect between the two parties if the friendship will be healthy. All right, and then finally, let me just take one more so we move into defining boundaries. Another important thing is communication. Now, communication, not necessarily in the length of it, not necessarily in the quantity of it, but in the quality of it. In the quality of it. Any relationship at all and any kind of friendship at all thrives on communication. Right? It thrives on communication. Remember, we're defining friendship in the last video, and I mentioned that it is a sort of affection that you have towards somebody. Affection thrives on communication. affection thrives. It thrives on attention, right? The more you give attention to something or to someone, the more you develop affection towards that person or towards that thing. So your affection thrives on attention, and attention thrives on communication. So there really can't be a healthy friendship when where communication is absent, or even if it is present, where it is shallow, it lacks quality. All right. So it is important, if you must make a healthy choice of friendship, the person you want to make friends with has to be someone you can communicate with. All right. This is somebody you're not always trying to be your best self with them. These are people you can share you can share what you are going through with. People you can open up to, all right, even at your lowest point, all right. And then there is no fear of you being judged by them, because you know that you are safe with them, right? They are not people that they would hear everything and then they would go behind you and start publicizing it. This is why you must be sure, right, before I'm going to get into it in the course of talking about defining boundaries in relationships. So, first of all, values. Secondly, mutual respect, communication, and also like-mindedness. These are factors you want to put in place. You want to ensure are in place before you make the decision of making somebody a friend. Right now, having talked about the necessary things to put in place in making a wise, healthy, right choice of friends, okay, it is now important to also talk about defining boundaries in friendships, because many times this is where some people miss it. They somehow get it at the point of making friends with like-minded people they share same values with. Somewhere along the line, they are just like, where did I miss it? If I thought this person was a good person, how then did this person end up? How did this person end up being the person that starts me in the dark hole, and all of that? Many times, what we're about to talk about is where many people miss it, right? So before I get into it, before we talk more about friendship, we can categorize relationships generally now, right, into 4 quadrants. We can categorize any form of relationship at all. Generally, broadly, we can categorize them into 4 quadrants. Okay, so let's have you can look at your screen. You see this image on your screen. Okay, we see 2 lines meeting. Okay, forming a cross. Right. So there is a vertical line, and then there is an horizontal line, and then it is forming a cross. Now, at the center, that point where those 2 lines meet, where they meet to form a cross, that point, that midpoint, that center, that is you. You can put a circle there. You can draw this in a book if you have a writing material close to you. Okay, so that you can refer to it in the future. All right, that center, that midpoint, that is you. That is where you are in any kind of relationship. But that is where all kinds of relationship connect to you. That is where all kinds of relationship flow to you. That is where you connect to people on different levels. Right. Now, in that quadrant, we have the first one, the vertical upwards line. All right, the vertical upwards line, that would be your positive y-axis. I want to believe I still know my maths. Right. Okay, and then you can label that quadrant as upline relationships. That is where all your upline relationships belong to. That's where they fall into. All right. So upline relationships are, people that are above you, people you defer to, people you submit to, people you are under. All right. That is the category: your parents, your pastors, your mentors, people that are above you, people that you are under. That is where they fall. That's the category they fall. You must recognize this. You must have an intelligent recognition of this. You can't categorize everybody in the same space in your life. No. This is how to be safe. This is how to safely and rightly categorize people in your life. So in this quadrant, only people that are above you, fall in this category. Even God falls in this category. And of course, the highest person in this category is God Himself. Peak of this, at the peak of this quadrant is God Himself, because ultimately He is the one we defer to, is the one we give the utmost allegiance to. All right, so that's the category you have God. That's the category you have your parents, spiritual parents, biological parents. That's where you have your pastors. That's where you have your mentors. That's where you have your leaders, people above you, people that are above you, people that you defer to, people that you submit to. One way you keep up with this kind of relationships, or one way you service these relationships around, is by honor and service. People in this category are people you accord due honor to. All right, I spoke to you about honor in passing in the last video. These are people you accord honor to. These are people you serve. All right, these are people you serve. You are not just looking at what you can get from them. Of course, you always have something to get from them, because these people have gone ahead of you in life. They've gone ahead. They have a wealth of knowledge, wealth of things, including money, that can bless you. But your target in this kind of relationship cannot and must not be what you can get from them, as it were. Your primary target should be how to honor them, how to serve them, how to serve them. Yeah, I wanted to say how to add value to them, but in the real sense of it, they are actually the ones adding value to you. Okay, in whatever capacity you get to serve them, you consider it a privilege, and in doing that, value is added to you. All right, now let's move to the next quadrant. The next quadrant will be the horizontal downwards. All right, that will be your negative y-axis. All right, now this quadrant is where people under you fall into. Okay, people under you, your proteges, your mentees, people under you. Okay, people that look up to you. All right, because everyone at different points in time, you have people you are looking up to, and then you have people that are also looking up to you. So this downwards, this vertical downwards quadrant, okay, is where people under you belong to. This is the quadrant they fall. This is the quadrant they fall into. And one way you service this, the category of people in this quadrant, of course, is also honor. All right, because you must learn to honor even people under you. The fact that you are somebody's boss, okay, you are somebody's leader, you are ahead of them, does not mean you should trample upon them, talk to them anyhow, talk to them rash and all of that. No. As a believer, you must learn to do better. Okay, so these are people you have, you show respect towards, you honor them. Okay, even with the fact that you are above them, they are under you, you still accord honor to them. All right, and then this kind of relationship, or the people in this, or the relationship in this quadrant, is not one-sided. All right, there is what you owe those people, and then there is what they also owe you. You owe it to them to groom them, to mentor them, to provide them with good oversight, good leadership, all of that, guide them. All right, and they also owe you to follow you. Okay, they owe you to be accountable to you. They owe it to you to be loyal. They owe it to you to submit themselves. They owe you to everything you are doing to your upline relationship. Okay, they owe it to you, right? Because in this place, you are the one they are looking up to, and that is how you interact with the people in this quadrant. All right, now let's move to the x-axis, where we have the third and the fourth quadrant. Okay, so let's start with the horizontal backwards quadrant. Okay, that will be your negative x-axis. All right, so this quadrant is where you have people you should always strive to avoid by all means possible. All right, these are people the people in this quadrant, people in this horizontal backwards quadrants, are toxic people that they mostly have negative energy around them. They are always on the lookout for trouble in one way or the other. They always have one terrible thing to say, one terrible thing or the other to say. These are people you run away from. These are people you never sit with. These are people you never talk with. These are people you avoid by all means possible. All right, and that's about that third quadrant. And then we have the fourth quadrant, which is where we are going. All right, the fourth quadrant, which is the horizontal forward quadrant. Okay, that will be your positive x-axis. All right, horizontal forward quadrant. This is where your friends are. People you call your friends, this is the category they belong to. This is where, these are mostly people on your level. Maybe you are within the same age bracket, you are colleagues at work, you are, just name it, whatever it is that binds you together. All right, but this place is where everybody on this in this quadrant, on this axis, are people you belong to the same class with. Do you understand it? You belong to the same. All of you are there together. Nobody is superior to anybody, as it were. That is where your friends, that's the quadrant your friends, lie in. Now, it is worthy of note too, and this is very, very important. It is worthy of note that, yes, truly, all of you in this quadrant, everyone in this positive x-axis, right? This horizontal forward axis. It is true that you are all on the same level. There's something common that binds you together, but it is worthy of note that you recognize that even though you are on the same level, there are some people in that place that you are not on the same level as it were. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yes, you might be colleagues at work, you're on the same level, or you might be classmates in the same department, in the same level, and all of that. But you know that where knowledge is concerned, these people are more knowledgeable than you. All right, they have more experience than you. They are wiser than you in certain areas. They are more skillful than you in certain areas. Humility is how you will make the most of relationship in this quadrant. Okay, the fact that yes, we are age mates, we are colleagues, we are blah blah blah, we're on the same level and all of that, but you can still take the posture of someone, submitting to learn. Yeah, you can take the posture of someone wanting to learn from that person, even though you're on the same level. It takes humility. All right, it takes humility to make the most of relationships in this quadrant. Now, we've talked about the four quadrants of relationships: the vertical upwards, the vertical downwards, right? The vertical upwards where you have online relationships, the vertical downwards where you have your downline relationships, the horizontal backwards toxic relationships that you should run from, and then the horizontal forward where you have your online relationships, people that you're on the same level with, same level with. Right now, having mentioned that, now we can further categorize. Remember, we are talking about defining boundaries in friendship, and it is important we just do this. It's like a surgery, sort of. We are dissecting it. It is important we do so that everything we are saying will not just be abstract. It won't just be what they always say about friendship and all of that, so we can understand what exactly it is we are dealing with. Now, having established the four quadrants of relationships and we've seen where friendship lies, now something is important to note about friendships. Where friendships are concerned, right, or categorizing people as friends in your life is concerned, all right, there is something that I also learned it and I do it, and I think you can also learn it and apply it to your life and it will work for you. Where categorizing people as your friends is concerned, look at it as the tabernacle that God instructed Moses to build in his time. And what was the pattern? There was that pattern for the outer court, the inner court, and then the holiest of all, the holy of holies. All right. So there was the outer court where everybody could be, everybody could come close to, everybody could gather and all of that. And then there was the inner court that, only priests, people in the priestly line, all right, can enter into. And then there was the holiest of all, the most holy place, the holy of holies, where only the high priest can enter. I think once in a year. You can see your life, you can categorize people, you can categorize your friends in your circle, you can categorize them on that basis. See, the same way you can't take someone from horizontal backwards quadrant to vertical upwards quadrant in life. If you do it, you are in for it. You are really in for it. The same way, if you try that, it will end in tears, premium tears. The same way if you do that, is the same way if you take somebody that is supposed to be in the outer court and then you bring them into the innermost place. All right, the holiest of all in your life. How do I mean? Now you have chosen this person as your friend. Okay, you share the same values, you are like-minded, you have quality communication. What was it we talked about again? You have mutual respect for each other and all of that, and you have ticked all of those boxes, and that is good. The fact that the person has already ticked all of those boxes does not automatically make that person your best friend. I don't think I will ever understand how people make best friends overnight. You have just met this person, right? You met them on a flight, okay, a 10 hours flight, and then you talked for all of those 10 hours, and it seemed like you have always known each other and all of that, and then you just feel like, we have a lot of things that connect us together. You are my best friend. How now? No, it does not work that way. It does not work that way. The fact that that person has ticked every box, the fact that you connect on different levels with this person, the fact that you have similar, disposition, approach, attitude to life and all of that, you are like-minded, you share same values and all of that, does not automatically bring that person to the holiest of all in your life. This is one thing many people don't understand. Alright, so you meet this person, and then you even find out that, we even go to the same church. Wow, and then you feel like, I am in safe hands. Of course, our safest friends, okay, our safest people in our circle, our safest friends should come from our church family, ideally, alright. But many times that is not the case, right? Many times that is not the case. Remember what I said the other time? There are different types of believers. There are baby Christians, there are carnal Christians, there are mature Christians, alright, and different levels like that. So it is okay. The fact that everybody is coming to church, we are all singing in the choir, we are all, doing things in church, does not mean we are all spiritually mature, and you must understand this. Alright. So you have seen this person has ticked all the boxes. It even appears that you are attending the same church, you have been, and then you just feel like, finally, I found someone I can divulge the matters of my heart to. No, it does not work that way. Take time, take out time to know the person. Take out time to know the person, to learn about them. Take out time to know the person for who they truly are. Alright, not just what you perceive them to be. Take out time to truly know them for to know them for who they truly are, not just what you perceive them to be, not just what you think or who you think them to be. Do you understand it? Don't rush it. Don't. It's fine. It's beautiful that you connect on different levels, but it's not the time to now start talking to them about. Actually, 7 years ago, actually last month I did this, and matters that waiting matters. Waiting matters, because if you take a conversation that should only be heard in the most holy place, and then you take it to the outer court to discuss it, you will suffer the consequences. Now, this person has ticked all your boxes. The only thing is that there's this story I read a long time ago about, I think, 3 friends. right? I think pastor friends or something, and they were traveling, they were sailing actually, and it appeared like maybe there was something like there was a kind of trouble on the water, and it appeared like everybody was going to die, and they started confessing, they started like okay, since this is it appears like this is where all of us will end our journey, and I have a secret I want to divulge. And then the first pastor went and he said, see me, my own weakness is actually that I am I touch church's money. All right, I always dip my hands into church's money. I spend church's money. Like, really, no, you should not do that. You should repent. And then the second one went ahead and he said, actually, my own is that I sleep with church girls. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm just sexually loose and everything. I'm like, that's so terrible. No, we should not be doing that. Like, I agree. Now the third pastor said, me, my only weakness is I don't know how to keep short. I don't know how to keep a secret. Right? Now imagine what the atmosphere of that trip would be. This one has divulged his secret, that one has divulged his secret, and then this one come and say, my own weakness is that I don't know how to keep a secret. Now, it is possible that somebody ticks all the boxes, but you don't know that this person is a gossip. You don't know that this person is still working on becoming better where gossiping and backbiting is concerned. So you want to take out time to know these people. For some of you, if you have friends, you have friends that have stayed with you for so long, and if somebody comes to you and the person says, Tola said this, or Biodun said this, you most likely won't believe, because you have known Biola, or you have known Tola, or you have known Biodun long enough to be able to determine what their response would be under, like, in a particular situation. You cannot say, no, the Biodun that I know, no. You probably misinterpreted him. You probably didn't hear it correctly. It can't be him. He couldn't have said that. Why? Because you have known them well enough. All right, you have known them well enough. You've built a sort of relationship with them that even when they are not there, and then someone comes to you and tells you that they said this or they did this, you won't believe it, and you will be right. Do you understand? So take out time to don't just meet somebody today and then tag them, label them BFF. No, don't do that. Take out time to know them for who they are. Recognize them for who they are, and learn to categorize people on these three levels. There are people that, okay, yes, we work together, we are colleagues at work, we are flatmates, we live in the same neighborhood, we attend the same church, we blah blah blah. All of those people still belong to the outer courts. Outer court is where everybody belongs to, any kind of friends at all. We are classmates, we do this together, blah blah blah. The things that connect you together are not strong enough to draw them close to your inner circle. All right, this is not that you will not have interactions with them. These are people you will necessarily have interactions with, but the kind of interactions you have with them are not interactions founded on life and death matters. They are not interactions founded on very strong matters. So you share the same office at work, and then you now think, because we share the same office, it's time to start talking to her about my husband, or it's time to start talking to him about. No, you don't do that. These are those people are for the outer court. Put all of them in the outer court. Hello, yeah, it's good to see you. I love your dress, I love your hair. God bless you, thank you. Can we catch up on Friday? Can we go to the whatever together? Blah blah blah. It's alright, and that is where it ends. Highly platonic, right? That no deep things. There is no sharing of deep matters and all of that. That is where it ends. And then the next step, or the next phase, your innermost, the inner court. All right, people, you have now left from the outer court, you are now in the inner court. Okay, now this kind of people are people that, okay, there are some things that connect you together much more than the people in the outer court. Do you understand it? Okay, these are people you can build fellowship with, you can pray together with, you can take advice from. Okay, you can take advice from, you can share certain matters with them. I said certain matters, not all matters. All right, you can like, I need your advice on this. What do you think about this? Blah blah blah, all of that. And they would advise you. These people are people you have proven, okay, over time, and they've earned that place in your life. All right, it's not just that you are carrying your life matters and then you are dumping it on them, and then you are wondering why you are hearing it everywhere the next day. Do you understand it? And then finally, the holiest of all. See, these are people you are most vulnerable with. These are people you are most vulnerable with. These are people that, and see, many times, people in this circle, people in this innermost place, this holiest of all, you can't exhaust your 5 fingers when counting them. You can't have 21 people in your holiest of all now. How? Only you 21 people, only you 10 people, only you 7 people. No, it's not possible. Many times, maybe 2 or 3 people. Many times, just 2 or 3 people. See, these are people you can share your heart matters with. You can share your heart matters. You can share your life with. People you can be vulnerable with. You can be at your lowest way, and you can be so sure that they have your back. You can be so sure. When Bible talks about 2 is better than 1, okay? Because if one falls, the other one will help him rise. You can be so sure that if you fall, these people are the ones that will help you rise. These are the people you put in your holiest of all. These are the people you put in your innermost circle. These are the people you open up to completely and discuss certain, things you would never discuss with someone else. These are people you discuss such matters with, and you can be sure that they will not use it against you. These are people you have proven again and again and again. And over time, they have also proven to you that they are well deserving of that place in your life. Remember the 4 quadrants of relationships first: the vertical upwards, the vertical downwards, horizontal backwards, and then the horizontal forward. And then in categorizing or classifying friendship, outer courts, inner court, and then the holiest of all. When you are able to categorize people accordingly in following this pattern, it becomes easy for you to set boundaries in your friendship. You will not carry the matter that belongs to vertical upwards to vertical downwards. You will not carry the matter of inner court to outer court. You will not carry the matter of the most holy place to outer court, and that way you will be safe in your friendship. You will be safe. You will thrive, and you will do well in it. And this brings us to the end of today's episode on Amigos, on Inside Out Conversations with Pastor. Share with me what blessed you. Let me also know if you have any question. You can leave it for me in the comments. I will be there to take it in the next video. Alright, drop your comments. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, with your loved ones, especially your female friends, the female friends, of course. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep defining boundaries in your friendship, categorize people correctly, properly name people, and categorize them correctly in your life. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.